guys. I don't know. Can you hear me? All right. I was trying to set everything up and I'm not sure if I set everything up properly. So let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm super excited. So 1,000 subs. Yay. That is so awesome. I'm so happy to hit that amount. I never thought that we would ever get there. I'm super excited. How do you guys feel? Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. So happy. So we are well on our way. I guess in my book, this is success. Isn't that funny? Everybody has different versions of success and how, like, what success means to them and things like that. And I don't know. I guess my version of success is just like having a job that I enjoy that doesn't feel like an actual job. And I'm not getting paid yet, but I really hope that eventually, maybe one day, I could get paid. And that's only so that way I can afford to go to places that are bigger instead of it costing so much. I know that YouTube is like a long shot, but honestly, like, I love what I do. I love educating people. I love just being out in the field. So, I mean, if I could turn that into a career, that would be awesome. And to me, that's success, but that's not the reason why I did any of this. So, like, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for helping me get to 1,000. Thank you so much, especially everybody that shared. Hello, Christina. Oh, the Silent Hunter's here. Hi. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Seth, Martin, Derek, Christina, you guys are so amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Oh, okay. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple things that are going to be happening this month. If you guys were in the last live, I did talk about, so the whole reason why I wanted to hit 1,000 is because YouTube doesn't allow me to stream from my computer, which is what I'm on right now. And my phone, I have an iPhone, so my phone is actually a lot better quality in the camera and the audio. So I'll be able to mobile stream now, which is awesome. That's what I wanted to do. So if you guys want to write this down, on October 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be going live on my YouTube channel. So this will be a live stream, and I will be doing Randolph County Infirmary / Asylum again. So that will be a location. I will be there. I won't do the tour because I already have a tour on my channel. So you guys will have to watch that previous to the investigation, but I will do an investigation and you guys will be able to watch me real time in the moment. You'll be able to help me out. You'll be able to tell me if you hear anything. If you guys want to give me advice on, like, say, what questions to ask, or like, hey, you should go to the basement, or hey, you should go in that room, or, you know, anything that you guys think that you guys want me to do, definitely, if you're watching that, just like type it in. I'll try to keep an eye out. I've never done a live stream investigation before, so it's going to be a little different for me. Usually I'm pretty focused on what's going on, like my surroundings, and trying to figure out how do I get evidence out of this place. So I will try my best to keep track on what you guys want. I know that I'm going to be doing a mirror scrying session. If you guys watched that second tour that I posted, or it wasn't a second tour, it was like a second half to the tour. There was a room specifically for mirror scrying, and we are definitely going to be trying that out, and I'm super excited. That was somebody's idea. So shout out to them. I honestly don't even remember who it was. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas on what you want me to do, that's going to be super cool. I'm super excited for that. Also, I bought, I don't think my bag's in here. I bought like a little blindfold, so that way I can start doing sensory deprivation sessions, because I think those are really cool. I've never done one before, so I'm really excited to do one. I haven't really decided where I want to do one at, but I'm definitely down for that. So if you guys can think of anything else that you guys want to see me try, like SDIF method, or like any sort of experimental thing that you guys want to see me try, definitely put it in the comments, let me know, and I will write it down, because there's a lot of things that I want to do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for 1,000. Oh, this is supposed to be a heart. There we go. I was gonna say that's not very great. I actually don't know what the Gonsfield experiment is. Is that sad that I don't know what it is? Okay, let me clarify that I don't keep up with TV shows. I don't. I used to watch TV shows back when, but now that I've started doing public places and not private homes, I'm not really too much into TV shows, only because like when I was doing private homes, I wasn't using equipment. I was kind of just using like intuition, and I was working more so on mediumship. And now that I'm kind of doing public places with equipment, and I don't know, it feels so different from TV shows. So I don't really I don't really do TV shows. Am I a fan of Sabrina Carpenter? I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. I can send you some videos of it. Yeah. Definitely send me some videos of it. Strap a camera to your back. Oh, that would be really cool. I do have a GoPro, but I don't know if it picks up. The problem is a lot of the places that I go to don't have lights, so it's really dark. My GoPro doesn't pick up very good quality in the dark. So if I did strap it to me, I think I would have to have like a light on my back or something. I would have to figure that out in order to be able to get like good resolution. Otherwise, we're just staring at like pixelated fuzziness, and that probably wouldn't be so fun. Erin, thank you. I'm so excited to be at 1,000. So, okay. So I know that I told you guys that I wanted to kind of announce the different locations that I'm going to be doing throughout October. So October is a really big month. Obviously, October is spooky month, spooky season, whatever, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of people are going to be watching that type of thing. So I try to do things that I don't normally do or haven't done thus far on my channel. So I'm trying to make it a whole new experience for everything. Hi, Lone Wolf Gaming. Okay, so to kick off October, what we have first, well, I keep saying we, but I mean, my channel is your channel. I mean, it's a whole like family dynamic here. So basically what we have first for October, to kick off October, the first episode of October comes out October 4th. Okay. So that episode is actually going to be a haunted forest. So I'm not really sure how I feel about haunted forests. I am quite skeptical because I know that there can be a lot of contamination from outside noises and things like that. But honestly, I've never had a haunted forest on my channel. I've never done a haunted forest. So I figured now would be a good time to do a haunted forest if we wanted to get all like spooky and like things that we didn't normally do. So October 4th is going to be a haunted forest. It's actually called Okefenokee. You can look it up. There's not too much information about it. It's not like a popularized like place like the Devil's Tramping Grounds or anything like that. But it's a place called Okefenokee, and I'm going to be going. I actually don't feel safe going by myself because this is one of the exceptions that I've made for my channel. If you guys don't know already, I actually have permission to film everywhere that I'm at, and I pay to film. I pay to have filming rights. So Okefenokee is a little bit different because I don't have to have filming rights. It's open to the public. So I'm going to have to watch and make sure that like nobody else is going to be there. I don't want to get like killed or robbed or anything. So I'm going to take somebody else with me. So they will be in that episode. So I'm excited for a haunted forest. I've never done one before. And then after that, so October 11th, we're going to be switching gears and doing something a little bit different. So in celebration for Halloween and everything like fall, we are going to be doing a seance. And I know it sounds super scary to some people, but my boyfriend, as you guys know, is my demonologist expert. He's definitely really good when it comes to different types of religious beliefs like Wicca or paganism or anything kind of in between. Like he's really knowledgeable about that. So I sat down and I asked him if he would do a seance with me and if we could film it for the channel. And he said yes, which was pretty cool. But he did have some stipulations. So the stipulations were that we were not going to be dramatic about it. Obviously, I'm not dramatic on my channel, so I have no problem with that. And he said that he hates watching seances like on TV shows because they're really dramatic about the things that happen. And he said that that's not how it works. So we are actually going to be sitting down doing a seance and showing you guys how it, I don't want to say how it actually works, but the realness behind it, like what actually goes into it. So I don't know how much I believe in seances, but that's just me. So I'm going to try to be very open-minded about it. And we're going to be really careful because I'm not going to say whether or not like I believe in them or if they're, you know, or if they're accurate or anything. This isn't a testing video. This is more of just like trying to connect with spirits and just experiencing video. So if something happens, cool. If something doesn't happen, then that's okay too. I'm not going to say like that they're not, that seances aren't real or things like that, because that delves too far into religion. And that's not like, I'd never say that somebody's religion is like bogus or anything like that. So I'm not trying to get into that, but basically we are going to be doing a seance, which is really cool. And we're going to show you guys the non-dramatic side of seances and, you know, how to properly conduct them for different belief systems. My boyfriend is very, like I said, he's very knowledgeable about that. So he said that he definitely wanted to bring that knowledge to the table and help educate you guys and tell you the main differences between what happens in real life during a seance and what happens in TV during a seance, because that was his biggest thing. So he was like, let me tell him. And I was like, okay, we can do that if you want. So I know that, you know, my channel is primarily focused on being accurate and trying to show you guys a real side of the paranormal. So I think that it's important to kind of incorporate all of that kind of stuff. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Paranormal Adventures. Yes, the 1K Club. I'm so excited. Thank you, the paranormal side. I'm just so grateful for everybody who shared and everybody who is like willing to tell their family and their friends. It means so much to me. Thermal cameras, maybe. Yeah, so actually what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be conducting our seance, and I'm going to bring a science side to this. So I'm actually going to be getting some of my equipment together, and we're going to kind of place it around us as we're doing the seance. I've never really seen too many things like that happen before. So if we, like I said, if we get stuff, cool. If we don't get stuff, that's also cool too. It's more so just to experience it and kind of show you guys what might happen or things like that. It's not because I'm testing it, or it's not because I'm going to dog on it or anything like that. I want to be very respectful to people who solely believe in seances and people who conduct seances on a daily basis for their belief system or anything like that. I'm not coming after anybody for that. So anyway, so Haunted Forest on October 4th, Okefenokee. I'm super excited for that. So, and October 11th, we are going to be doing a seance. It's going to be me and my boyfriend. Hi, Amber, still at work. Dantex, I'm so sorry that you're at work. I feel like everybody goes to work. Do you do a over, under, or tipping? Are you talking about like table tipping? Darian, is that your question? Do I do table tipping? I've definitely heard of table tipping, but I watched a lady do it when I went to Whispers Estate. She mentioned table tipping, but to be honest, it wasn't really my thing. I felt like a lot of that was kind of subconscious. So, but I don't, you know, like if you do it and you like it, then that's awesome for you. And I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm not like that, but it's just not something that I would typically get into, but I also have never tried it. So I'm open to trying it. Okay, so October 4th is the Haunted Forest episode. I'm super excited for that. And then October 11th is the seance episode. And then I told you guys that I have a very, very big location coming. And I'm super, super excited. So I will be telling you guys, I just can't hold it in anymore. I've known for a couple weeks that I'm going to be doing this location, and I just can't hold it in. Hi, Adam. So basically what happened is a couple weeks ago, this place basically announced that they were going to not be doing their annual, it was like a, haunt thing. They have a haunt thing for October. And they said that they were not going to be doing it this year. So instead of having that annual haunt, they decided to sell tickets to overnights. And I was like, oh, okay, I definitely want to go in there. That could be my Halloween episode. Like, I'm super excited. And they said they didn't know when they were going to announce the overnight tickets. So I waited and I kept checking and I kept checking, but I finally got it. So I will be doing Waverly Hills this year, and I'm super, super excited. Is anybody else excited? I'm excited. I know I'm excited because that's going to be my first big location that I've done for the channel. Now, I've been to West Virginia Penn, so I've done a big location before, and I've done Trans-Allegheny, but I never got to film those places. Like, yeah, me and Sabrina kind of ran around with the camera, but it didn't really, it wasn't just us that was in the building. And, every time that I film, it's usually just me. So I pay to have the building by myself for the night. So that way I don't get contamination from other people. So if you guys are investigators, which a lot of you guys are, you guys know that public events, there's a lot of contamination from other people yelling and running and being crazy and obnoxious sometimes. So if you pay the private price, you do get the building by yourself. Now, I did get into Waverly Hills. I did get a ticket, which was awesome. And Waverly Hills is very expensive, guys. It's $1,000. I don't know if y'all knew that, but I can't believe I paid that much. But I'm super, super excited to be doing a big, big location. So here's what's going to happen. I do believe, let me see. Let me check my schedule because so if I can swing it, if I get as much activity as I think I'm going to get from Waverly Hills, it'll be a 2-part episode, which means it will come out Monday, the 25th of October, and I will also make it come out on Sunday on Halloween, the 31st. But if I don't get that much evidence, I can't make it into a 2-part thing. So it'll only just be on Monday. But I haven't really decided yet because I haven't gone to film. So, I mean, that's kind of like just like what's going to happen. I'm not really sure. But I also have a return to the Monroe house. You guys remember the Monroe house, the demon house that I did that I got super scared in? I have a return to that. But the problem is I had a group wanting to go with me. The problem is the group has not confirmed with the owner that they are coming. If they don't go, I'm not going. I'm not going by myself. But if they do confirm and they pay for their portion of the date, then I will go. So that's kind of like but at some point, let's say if it does fall through and I don't do it, at some point I will do Monroe House again because I love the Monroe House. Waverly is okay with 10 people. It's big enough to spread apart, not run into people. Yeah, so the cool thing is I haven't decided who's all going. But from my understanding, it's only going to be me and one other person. So we're going to get the whole building to ourselves, which is awesome. In any normal case, you have to have 10 people. But because I'm filming, they do give you an exception. So you basically have to apply for it. And they'll go, oh, okay, you can film. If you're filming, then it can just be like you and whoever you have. So, yeah. But in any normal case, they usually require that you have 10 as the minimum. But yeah, I'm super excited. And then on October 27th, like I said, will be the Randolph County investigation where you guys will be able to watch me live. I'll be in the building at the time investigating. I do ask that you guys don't go there. I mean, we paid money to be there. Please don't show up. Don't show up to Randolph County on that date. Just watch on YouTube. If you go to the Sheboygan Asylum, it's $2,400 a night. Did I pronounce that right? Sheboygan. I'm from Michigan, so I want to say that I did pronounce that right. Is that in Michigan? But yeah, there's a place called the Old Juliet Prison. It's in Illinois, and I honestly never even heard of it. They wanted $3,000 for like 4 hours. And I was like, no, we're not paying that much money. That's ridiculous. But, oh, it's in Wisconsin. Okay, that's why. We have a Sheboygan in Michigan. I don't know if it's spelt the same or not, but yeah, I'm super excited. So I might have gotten some of the dates wrong. But basically, to kick off October, there will be a haunted forest. There's going to be a seance episode where me and my boyfriend are going to conduct a seance. And I'm going to use equipment to kind of see if what we're feeling or anything correlates to any of the responses or anything that we get through there. And then there is going to be Waverly Hills, which will be a big place. That's my big location for the year. I'm super excited. Have any of you guys done Waverly Hills? I know Darren said that he did one. Did I read your name as Darian earlier? Excuse me, because I used to have a girl that I went to school with who was named Darian. So I think when I seen it, I thought Darian. But yeah, I'm super excited for Waverly Hills. Very exciting. Also, I'm going to be trying some new things. Like I said, I've been racking my brain. I've been talking to my boyfriend. I'm like, I want this October to be the best, and I want to be different than anybody else that's out there. So like, what can I do? And he's like, I don't know. But so I bought a blindfold, so I'm going to be doing sensory deprivation things. I know that people said, I know that people have done that before. I know that's not that different. But I'm just trying to find different things to be doing. I know somebody, Martin, you said the Gosfield experiment. I'm going to write that down right now so that way I don't forget. When I go live at Randolph County, I will be doing a mirror scrying session. So I'm excited about that. So the Randolph County Live is going to be on Wednesday, the 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you guys. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that up till it happens, but I'm super, super excited. And also remember, guys, that's going to be unedited. So I'm normally on location anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. It just really depends. Sometimes it's less than that. So it will be a 4 to 6 hour live stream event where you guys can watch me. You can help put your input and all that other stuff. Use a FLIR cam on the seance. Yeah, I don't have a FLIR one. Is it FLIR? I know it's the thermal one. I just don't know how to pronounce it. I don't have a thermal camera, but I do have a full spectrum camera, and I can use that. I also have an SLS camera. I have REM Master, Music Box, Mel meters. We can use different things like that, which will be awesome. So we can cross-reference if anything happens. So I'm thinking, because my boyfriend was saying that I don't want to get it wrong. So but basically we're trying to make a connection with the spirits. He was saying that most seances depict communication with spirits, but it's more of building a connection. So basically I'm hoping to be connecting to my grandfather. He passed away in 2012, I do believe. I wasn't able to go to the funeral. I didn't live in the state that he passed away from, and I didn't have a car, so I wasn't able to go. But I have visited his grave, and ironically, I do have dirt from his grave, so I don't know if that's going to help us in any way. I haven't really talked to my boyfriend about it. Maybe I'm just spewing shit. I don't even know if it'll help us. I got to ask him if that'll help. My last paranormal investigation was at the Knox Mine disaster in Pittston, Pennsylvania. Oh, wow. I don't think I have. Did I watch your video? Was that the one that I watched? Did you have that? I'm pretty sure you have it. You do have a channel, yes. But that's really awesome that you went there. Have you ever gotten so scared you ran out of a location? Yeah. If you have watched my Monroe House video, I didn't necessarily run out of the location, okay? Let me clarify that. I just got it was a combination of scared, but also knowing that I wasn't supposed to be there. Kind of like it wasn't, I called it quits because it wasn't safe to be there. You could just tell in the air that it wasn't safe. Whatever was there didn't have good intentions. I experienced feelings that were not my own. They were far from my own. And I had thought at the time that it was something trying to attach itself to me. And that was something that I didn't want to deal with. If you followed me for a while, you guys know that I had an attachment when I was 15, and I dealt with that for a decent amount of time. So at the time, I had thought that it was something trying to attach itself to me. Looking back on that, I think the house itself is associated with a lot of suicides. It's associated with a serial killer. It's associated with dark energy rituals, all sorts of stuff. I think what had happened was the female who had committed suicide was making me feel some of the things that she felt prior to her death. I know that sounds freaking crazy, right? So I think she was warning me. I don't know if it was the house that made her feel that way. I kind of want to lean towards it was, but I don't have any proof to back that up. So I ended up leaving because I felt like it wasn't safe for me to be there anymore. I think she was trying to warn me. So yeah, but I didn't run out of the house. I calmly collected my things and left. So Malvern Manor, that one sounds really fun. I think that one was on Paranormal Lockdown, wasn't it? Is that like, is it that feeling that someone is screaming in your face type of shit? I get that at work, but can't run. No. It wasn't feeling like somebody was screaming in my face. I felt that before. And it's almost as if in your mind you can picture somebody actually screaming in your face when that happens. That happened a lot when I did my mediumship type stuff. That's not what it was. It was more on a mentally emotional level. Like I almost started crying at this location, which is really weird for me. I don't know if you guys, I don't cry very often. That's just not something that I do. I'm not that type of person. Like I'm not somebody who is genuinely upset about things, or I don't let negative things like bother me. But I definitely felt a lot of like shame and guilt and just depression, and I almost started crying because I felt so bad and unsure of myself. Like I wasn't sure what I was doing or where I was like going in life. It was super, super weird to experience. But yeah, you could tell that there was like a sense of urgency to it too. So I ended up trying to deal with it for probably about 20 minutes to a half hour. And I was like, I can't deal with it anymore. It's just become too much for me. And sometimes when you spend too long in a location where you're feeling somebody else's emotions, you kind of question what is yours and what's somebody else's. And that's not something that I wanted to question. And I left the house. And after I left the house, I actually experienced flies in my car. There was like 5 flies in my car, which I thought was super weird. But yeah, and I ended up meeting with the owner of the Monroe house a couple weeks later. There was an incident where I had packed up my stuff and I left in such a hurry that I accidentally left my flashlight. And I've probably told this story a bunch of times, but I will tell the story till the day that I die because this is a creepy story. But I ended up messaging him the next day and said, hey, I think I left my flashlight. I like to unpack everything and make sure that I have it. And then I will kind of like organize it, put it back in like its place and make sure that it's charged for the next time. Like that's what I do. And basically I lost my flashlight. I asked him where the flashlight was, or I asked him to find it for me. And he said, where is it? And I think I said, I think it's in the Art of the Seance room. And he said he looked in there, he didn't see it. And basically, a couple days went by. He said, we'll find it. Said, no big deal. A couple days went by. He messaged me. He said, hey, or I was editing. And during the editing process, I actually filmed myself grabbing all my stuff. And there was a point where I walk into the room and I accidentally leave the flashlight on the table and I walk right out. And I never go back in that room. And I was like, wait, I have a video of me leaving it on that table. Like, that's super weird that he didn't get it. But I was like, okay, well, maybe he overlooked it or whatever. Like, that's fine. He'll find it eventually. So basically, a couple weeks go by, he messaged me. He said, hey, we found your flashlight. So, you know, do you want to come get it? And I said, yeah. Would you mind sitting down for an interview so that way I can tell you everything that happened in the house? You know, kind of see if other people had experienced that before, like if you might know what I'm talking about or different things like that. And he graciously sat down with me and we talked about a lot of stuff. And we mentioned the crawl space. And he's like, oh, hey, by the way, how did you get in the crawl space? And I was like, I never went in the crawl space. I don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, no, we found your flashlight in the crawl space. And I was like, what? You found my flashlight in the crawl space? Like, one, I told you when we were on the tour that I was never going to go in the crawl space because I don't like getting dirty. I don't like my clothes getting dirty. Like, I have nice clothes outside of doing investigations. But either way, I don't want to be stuck in my car, like being all dirty because I crawled around in a crawl space. Like, who wants that? And anyway, and he goes, oh, yeah, that's right. Because if you watch Paranormal Lockdown, that place is on Paranormal Lockdown. I know I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to finish up the story. The place is on Paranormal Lockdown. Basically, when Nick Groff went in there, they found human remains in the crawl space. And after that episode had aired, there were so many investigators crawling in the crawl space. And basically, Eddie kind of got a little irritated with it. He was like, it's kind of like a nuisance that people want to come in here and look for remains. Like, what am I going to do if they find more remains or whatever? So he actually put a wall up in the crawl space. And he said that he made it into an L shape. So basically, you have to crawl down this way and then over. And he said at the end of the L, there is actually a door that has wooden screws in it. So you have to unscrew them. And he said they found my flashlight on the other side. And thankfully, I actually caught our whole conversation. I'm so glad he told me on camera that happened because you can see the, for one, like the curiosity coming from both of us of the story. And then you can see the curiosity just like turn to like, we both end up looking like terrified. We're like, what the hell? Because we both know that neither of us are lying. We have no reason to lie. But that is in the, if you watch the video, so I highly suggest watching the Monroe House video first, the investigation. It's also known as the Demon House. And then there is a video and it's called Everything You Need to Know About the Monroe House. And Eddie basically, I sit down with Eddie because when I had initially met Eddie, the owner of the Monroe House, Eddie actually said that he was kind of upset because all these TV shows come in and they do these investigations, but he actually never gets the chance to tell his story of like how he acquired the house or like the different things that happened to him or like just different things in general. And he's like, you know, I would love to be able to tell the story of the house. And I wanted to give him that. I feel like that's why I let the tours in a lot is because a lot of these places, they get all that snipped out when TV shows go into production and they go into editing and things like that. So I was like, man, yeah, like I really wanted Eddie to have his chance to tell his side of the story and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, you know, feel free to include anything that you need to include about the house or whatever you want to talk about. But basically, I just tell him what happened and he basically agreed with all of it. And he gave me stories of things that had happened to other investigators. It was super crazy. He basically said that this house is super creepy. When he was doing renovations to the house, he said that when they were trying to fix up the house, they had gone into the crawl space. And he said for a long time, they would pull out these like plastic bag things that had like clothes or jewelry or like hair or stuff, and it would be like wrapped in plastic. And he said they were all over it. He found so many of them. And he said he never thought anything about it, so he always threw it away. But years later, somebody had come to him and said that there was a serial killer who was connected to the house. And he was like, that's just rumor, that's just rumor. And there was a photo of the serial killer in the Monroe house that did surface on Facebook. And he was like, oh crap, like there was a serial killer here. So I ended up started doing digging of my own after that, because he said that he didn't know if the serial killer was somebody who liked to keep, you know, like some serial killers like to keep gifts or like souvenirs from their killings and stuff like that. And he said he didn't know. And I was like, well, I'm going to do my own research. And I did some digging, and they did say that he was somebody who liked to keep souvenirs from his murders. And specifically, he targeted women. And I told Eddie that, and I was texting him and I told him, and he was like, that's so upsetting, because he did say that there was a pair of shorts that he had found that had all these stains all over them. And he said that he was so concerned, he took it to the local police station, and the local police station was never able to connect it to the serial killer itself. But I just think that that's so crazy. And to think that like my flashlight went from being on a table upstairs all the way downstairs in the basement and all the way through a sealed door into a crawl space, like that's just so crazy to me. But yeah, you can definitely watch that. That is the spookiest thing I have ever encountered, I will say. I did so much digging on the Monroe house. It was crazy. And I rattled my brain for weeks after the Monroe house. And I was like, I gotta stop. Like the Monroe house was just too, I wanted to do like a full ass documentary on the Monroe house. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm going to do it. It's going to be like this big hour-long thing. I'm going to turn it into like this whole like series and everything. And I was like, you know what? I got to stop. I was like, let's just not, because that house is too much. So yeah, I stopped with the Monroe house, and I was like, no, but I am willing to go back a second time to do another investigation. I have no problem doing that. I don't think I'm going to get hooked on the Monroe house again. Who knows, maybe. But I'm glad that I actually, it wasn't just me, but my boyfriend was like, man, you got to stop talking about the Monroe house. Like, you got to get that out of your head. He was like, I really don't want you going back there. And yeah, it's just super crazy. Like everything with the Monroe house is crazy. So I would definitely watch the Monroe house investigation and watch the Everything You Need to Know About the Monroe House interview. I know that the interview is lengthy. It's probably an hour long, but it's filled with so much information, and it explains literally everything you need to know about the Monroe house and why it's such a specific haunt. I can't say for certain that it's a demon. You guys know how I feel about that. I don't like pointing fingers at things being demons. If anything, it might be worse than that. I don't know. That's not. Anyway, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so happy for the 1,000 subscribers. You used a plasma ball. Oh, that's really cool. I've never tried that on an investigation. I think that would be something that would definitely be cool to like check out. So if you guys missed it, if you're a little late to the party, that's okay. So to kick off October, I'm going to be doing a haunted forest, which I'm super excited about. The place is called Okefenokee. You can look it up. It's actually not that far away from me, which is awesome, because I was like, where is this place? But it's not that far away from me, which is pretty cool. So haunted forest, which is neat. Like I said earlier, I wanted this month to be different from all the other months. Like I wanted the content to be severely different from what I normally do, because I just want something to kind of like stand out. I don't want it to be the same, you know. I kind of feel like my investigations get a little repetitive. I know that, but it's so hard to get evidence. And when you know that something works, you tend to gravitate towards that a little bit more than doing other things. But I definitely need to like get past that so that way I can do things that yield better results maybe, or just do things that are just genuinely more interesting. But I think my biggest problem is I don't believe in a lot of stuff like the 3 a.m. challenge or like Randonautica. Like I don't believe in any of that. So I guess it's a little bit different. Yes, it's awesome that I made 1,000 subs. So now that I have 1,000 subs, I will be able to do the Randolph County live investigation. I'm super excited for that. So that is going to be October 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys can write it down. I'll also remind you guys like a million times throughout the whole next month. But I am super, super excited about that. Randolph County gave us a decent amount of evidence. I loved going to Randolph County. It really reminded me of like Hillview mixed with like Trans-Allegheny, which I think is kind of weird. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm going to be doing a mirror scrying session on that one. Okay, so also another thing that I'm going to be doing for the month of October is I asked you guys if you guys wanted to see like a behind the scenes thing for my daughter's costume. So my daughter wants to be Samara, which if you're not familiar, it's the lady who comes out of the well on The Ring. So I think I'm pronouncing her name right, I'm pretty sure. But she wants to be her for Halloween. And we did some different, I looked around a lot. I went to a couple different Halloween stores. I couldn't find a outfit tailored to that specific thing. So basically I had to order something online and I'm in the process of making something, and I asked you guys if you wanted to see the process and things like that. So that'll be a bonus video. That's not going to be like a whole last video or anything. Don't worry about that. How to be different. Don't claim everything is a demon. Don't dress in all black for every episode. Don't gel spike your hair. I don't do any of those things. Well, I might dress in all black every once in a while. But the problem is, okay, so I have a lot of clothes over here, right? And my clothes, I love my clothes. I'm like that type of girl, but I don't want to get my clothes dirty or like rip them while I'm on investigations. So I have like the same outfits that I wear like every time I go, and I'm really sorry about that. But like basically what happened was I wanted to start dressing better. So I actually cleaned out my whole closet and I only kept a handful of things. And now I have all these clothes. Well, now when I'm on investigations and I don't want to use these clothes, the only things I have are the handful of things that I could use. But yes, also, yeah, not everything is a demon, you guys. I don't know why they done did that. They done did that, and they did the field dirty, because now every time somebody who's not in the field has a small experience, they're like, oh my God, it's a demon in my house. They did that. That was their fault. They did that. If the spirits know that you believe in them, you will get more activity. Yeah, it's not that I don't believe in spirits. I do believe in spirits. I hope you know that. I do believe in spirits, but my problem is I don't think that everything is paranormal. I think that's kind of what sets me a little bit apart from everybody, is I don't claim that everything is paranormal. Actually, what I do with my videos is because like I noticed that on TV shows, especially with Ghost Adventures, they'll be like, oh, this and this happened. Is this the spirit of so-and-so? And they'll kind of like force you to think a certain way. And I don't like that. I don't like being forced to think a certain way. So when I do my investigations and when I do my editing, I leave it open for you guys to be able to interpret the way that you want to interpret it. So if you think that it's paranormal, that's awesome. If you think that it's not paranormal, that's cool too. I don't put a label on it. I want you guys to feel it organically, kind of like you're actually there and you're determining whether or not it's paranormal. Nothing wrong with the reminders. I don't want to miss it. I don't want you guys to miss it either. I know it's going to be super fun for me. He shops at Hot Topic and he's 45. That's awesome. That's funny. But yeah, I do believe in spirits. I'm just, I'm very picky, I guess. I think it's just because I see all these TV shows and I see them running around and they're like, that's paranormal, that's paranormal. And I'm like, that couldn't, sometimes it's not always paranormal. Like, I don't want to call out any shows, but I don't want to call out any shows, but I'm going to call out a show. Paranormal Caught on Camera. I was very, very excited for that show to come out. And when it did, it was all right, but it was like, not to say that the investigators that they interviewed weren't great. They're all great. The problem is, I think the show wanted them to lean more towards it always being paranormal, because they're always like, I can't explain that. I can't explain that. But then when I look at it, I'm like, oh, that could be this, this, or this. And then I'm like, sometimes I'll look at something and I'll be like, that's not paranormal at all. Like, you can tell that that's fake. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's paranormal. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm sure they're getting paid to say that on the show, though. But I don't know. I guess sometimes I just get a little like, I just want to be sure, you know, like I don't want to claim anything's paranormal because I don't know that for a fact. Like, and it's so hard because like, this is a field that like, we're learning new things all the time. And even then, like, it's not proven. So it's hard to come up with like a consensus or like a scientific fact about certain things when like, it's not proven. So I think that's my biggest thing. I'm releasing part 2 of the Monroe House tomorrow. Paranormal Adventures. That is freaking awesome. Did you have something happen at the Monroe House? I want to know. I absolutely love the Monroe House. It's probably one of my favorite places to go to. Like I said, I was like obsessed with the Monroe House for a little while, which probably really wasn't healthy for me. But yeah, I went down the rabbit hole when it came to Monroe House. I did tons of research. I did tons of everything. Just like looking up information, like going down these roads and like connecting this with this. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta stop. But my kids are playing around. They're being loud. But yeah, I am definitely open to anything that you guys want to see. So if you guys want to see different experiments or something like that, let me know. Because this is a month that I'm going to be trying a bunch of stuff. I don't want to buy new equipment though. Especially because like, being out in the field costs money, especially when you're doing it the proper way, when you're not trespassing. So I always pay for every location I go to, and I pay to have permission. But basically, yeah, so if I can do like things where I don't have to do stuff like that, like I don't have to buy equipment, that's awesome. Yes, you guys. Also, I have been doing a lot of watching like small channels. I've been showing small channels a lot of love. So, if you guys want to link your small channels in, oh, wrong side, in this little box thing over here, definitely do it. Because I think small channels deserve love too. Like, there's no reason for us to be out here faking shit, like trying to get like views or anything, because like that's just too much effort. So if you guys want to support small channels, definitely do so. Link your small channels so that way everybody can go and kind of like follow each other. But yeah, I'm very excited for the lineup. Also, if you missed it, I did say that I was going to be doing Waverly Hills this year. I'm super excited to do Waverly Hills. Waverly Hills! I'm super excited, but it's just going to be me and one other person. I do have somebody lined up. I don't know if you guys want to know who it is, but you have definitely seen this person on the channel before. So that's all I'm going to say, just in case if it falls through. I don't think it will, but I'm super excited to do Waverly Hills, guys. What should I expect out of Waverly Hills? Because like I said, I've done big locations. I've done Trans-Allegheny, and I've done West Virginia Penn, but I did those on a public event, so I kind of had like a lot of contamination from other people, and we tried to stay away. But Waverly Hills is going to be solely me and one other person in the entire building. I'm super, super excited. You're gonna try to use cameras to record while you're moving those bodies. Nice. You need a monitor? I don't need a monitor. I think I'm good. I want to say that I've become pretty decent at filming myself. I don't know. Let me know. You guys might hate it. Who knows? Probably something crazy. Oh my gosh, I know. I'm super excited for Waverly Hills, and I bet something crazy is going to happen. But honestly, like, if nothing happens, I'm going to be super sad because, like, I don't know. I guess you run that risk whenever you spend money on a location. Like, there's always that chance that nothing's going to happen. And that's okay. Like, because even though something didn't happen, I can still say, hey, I was able to go here and experience it. I'm sorry the lighting keeps changing. It's actually been really, like, dark and, like, annoying outside lately. So I'm dealing with that. It rained so much yesterday and the day before. And you guys know that I love my plants. If you guys follow me on IG, I post pictures of my plants in my stories sometimes. And actually, I just self-pollinated. So I self-pollinated my hibiscus a couple months ago, and that didn't work for some reason. Like, it did work, but I lost my seed pods. And I actually self-pollinated them a couple weeks ago, and I have good seed pods now. I have like 3 of them. No, I only have 2. But basically, it rained so badly, I had to bring them inside. And I was like, oh no. Amber, have you used a Polaroid Instamatic camera? Like a Polaroid one. Like, you just take a picture and then you shake it. I would love to use those, but from my understanding, the paper thing, like the printout paper for it, is super expensive. So that's the only reason why I haven't done it yet. So I actually, I don't make money. I don't have a job, which I know sounds super lame. This is basically my job. I want to turn this into a career because I love doing it so much. But I do know that only some people make it. I think if I can just make a small amount of money from YouTube, that would be success for me. I think that would be my goal. If I could just make a small amount of money to help pay for some of these locations, I would be fine with that. I'm not looking to make millions of dollars or even thousands of dollars, or maybe not even hundreds of dollars. But if I could just make a small amount, to me, that would be success, because I would be making money on something that I love doing, and therefore a job wouldn't necessarily feel like a job to me. It would be something that I love. And that's what I've always wanted. I hate working jobs that I don't like. I think it's because I worked at a place that I hated. I freaking hated this place. But I stayed there for 7 years because I thought that everybody was my friend, and come to find out they weren't my friends. Shame on me, right? So basically they just manipulated me into thinking that they were doing me favors and that basically I owed them and all of this. And I basically said that I was going to go to college, and they were like, yeah, right, you're not going to go to college. Like, that's not going to work for you. And I went to college, and they were very upset about it. And I ended up actually getting a job offer from my old job, which was at a zoo. So I used to work at a zoo, and they offered to hire me back for significantly $3 more. I'm really bad at math. They offered to hire me back for $3 more than what the other place was paying. And I was like, I'll take it. And I worked there for about 2 years, and then I had to move to Indianapolis. So, and that's why I'm not really working, is because I feel like this is the prime time that I should be using to put all my time and my love into my YouTube channel. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Because to me, like, this is still successful to me. Like, I'm still doing what I love, and people are learning from it, and they're experiencing it, and they're appreciating it. And I think that that's the most important part. So I'm excited for that itself. And I have had a lot of experience, which made the expense worth it. Oh, yeah. If you want to make it, then gel your hair. And send your crew. I don't have a crew. I think that's also another thing that makes me different, is I don't necessarily have like a full-time crew. A lot of the times I do a lot of these places alone, because my mindset on things is a lot different. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but like, I don't claim everything's paranormal. Like, I don't want to say most investigators do, but a handful of investigators do that. So I try to distance myself from that, because it's so much easier when I'm the one that's editing and I'm the one that's filming, and I'm the one that's putting myself out there, to just be able to do it in a way where, like I said, I can showcase what I found. And if you guys want to interpret that as paranormal, then that's cool. And if you don't, you don't have to. Like, I'm not cramming that down your throat, I play music at local bars and restaurants for a living. That is awesome, Derek. Get it. Go out and do you. Like, if that's what you want to do with your life, go do it. Like, my biggest thing is when I worked at that place, I didn't feel good about myself. Like, I constantly felt like I was being judged about who I was, or like, I hated the job in general. And I hated the amount of time that I spent and worked there and barely made anything. Like, that wasn't cool for me. I wasn't working on my dreams. And even when I was working on my dreams, I got shit on all the time. Like, and the biggest thing for me was when I said I wanted to go to college, and they were like, yeah, right, you're not going to go to college. Like, you're fucking stupid. And that for me, I was like, okay, fuck you. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to do what I want. And guess what? I'm leaving. I'm not going to work here anymore. And then I really loved the job that I worked at. But then I was like, what do I want to do in life? And that was kind of around the time where I had already stopped doing private homes. And I was like, you know what? I love ghost hunting. That's what I've always loved doing it. And I love the paranormal. And that's when I really, really got back into it. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. So I started uploading on IG. And I was like, I can help people through my IG, and I can help them with their attachments and stuff, because beforehand I was doing it in person. And I was like, you know what? Like, that's so awesome. So I started doing it, and I just started doing small ghost hunts here and there. Like, I went to Hillview, and then I think me and Sabrina did a couple other places together, and me and Sabrina like clicked really well. I love Sabrina. I talk to her all the time, even though that we don't see each other all the time. We do text at least like once or twice a week, or once for the day, or maybe 2 days. But yeah, and I was just like, you know what? This is such a great thing. Why don't we expand on this? Like, so I started uploading all the things that we had found, because I was trying to show people that spirits do exist, and that if you are having this issue with the paranormal, that it's not something that doesn't happen. Like, you're not crazy. There are those things out there, and I want to be able to help you. And that's why I posted it, and everybody loved it. Honestly, like, my page blew up after that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this many people love what I do, because I love it too. And I think that was really, really the start of something really cool. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just put my investigations on YouTube? And I kind of held off for a little while because I, at the time I was working at the zoo, and I was like, you know what? I'm so busy with work, but I'll try to put out what I can. And you guys, a lot of the supporters of the channel were like, please more. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do it too, but I still have a job. And then when we moved, my boyfriend actually got a significant bump up in pay. And he was like, you don't have to get a job right now if you don't want to, especially because the issue is the job that he works for can literally send him anywhere in the United States at any time. And basically they will offer him more money. They'll pay for the move. They'll pay for the payment on the house. Like, and it's an awesome situation, but in the same hand, it kind of sucks. But luckily my channel does have to do with travel. So, I mean, it's been a blessing for me to be able to do that. And I said, you know what? Why would I want to start a job somewhere, starting at the bottom, work for 2 years, and then get told that we have to move and I have to quit that job anyway? So why not just work on my YouTube channel like I want to? So that's part of the reason why I've just been going so hard on it. Plus, it's something that I love doing. So trying to build a career out of something that you love is really, really, it's such a special thing, and I highly suggest it for anybody. So, Derek, I commend you for playing music. It's tough when you have a full-time job and you're trying to do what you love doing. But honestly, like, the payoff for it is amazing. Like, and I can't wait to get to that stage. Like, if I do start making money, that would be awesome, because then it would help pay for some of the locations. But even if I don't make money, like, this like 1,000 subscribers to me is successful. So I would still have reached my goal in that sense. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about because I'm kind of rambling at this point. I know it's really dark in here. The outside is just not cooperating with me. Mortuary drivers work alone, kind of, and you see ghosts and shit all the time. No BS, 3 to 5 times a week. That's crazy. My sister worked in a morgue for a little while, and she said that that was where she kind of developed and noticed that she had her, like, she was kind of, like, sensitive, and I totally understand that for her. I think she talked about it in the Bobby Mackey's episode. I don't remember if I included that in there or not. I probably should have, but, yeah, I thought that that was really cool for her. So, I wonder if that's, like, kind of the same thing that's going on with you, too. Carefully, they sent him to West Virginia. You can go too. LOL. Trans-Allegheny. Yeah, I've been to Trans-Allegheny. Let me tell you something about Trans-Allegheny. Now that I'm kind of like stewing. Trans-Allegheny is an awesome, awesome location. Let me tell you this. It's so cool. You can tell that they have put a lot of love and work into the building. That's awesome on its own, because you go so many places and, you know, they're not renovated and they're really crummy, and, you know, sometimes you don't see these places get the love that they deserve. But Trans-Allegheny was cool. Now, the only problem that I have with Trans-Allegheny, so I went on a public investigation, which means there are other people. So I went in like dead center of January. My dumbass was thinking that nobody else would be there. I was like, haha, I broke the code. I'm so much smarter than you. Oh my God, I'm an intellectual. And I get there and there's like 60 people. So I'm like, what the fuck? There's 60 people. It's fucking freezing outside. Like, I thought I was so cool because I was like, oh, I'm going to go in January. And anyway, there was like 60 fucking people there. So what they did is there's 4 floors for Trans-Allegheny. So I only bought tickets to the main building. They hold tickets on different days for different buildings. So if you want to explore the back buildings, you pay on a certain day for back buildings, or you do the main building on a different day. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Anyway, so I paid for just the main building. So I didn't get to do the back buildings. I paid for the main building. And basically what they do is you get 2 hours on each floor. So they group you up and you have, I don't know, like anywhere from 15 to 30 people in your group. And they'll go, okay, well, you guys start on the 2nd floor. You start on the 3rd floor. You start on the 4th floor or whatever. And that's how you start. So we started out on the 4th floor and we had about 15 people in our group. And it was so frustrating because, you know, like when you're on an investigation and you're the one that has a lot of stuff, everybody kind of want to stick by you, which is understandable. I totally get that. But at the same time, you're like, I'm trying to get evidence and there's like 15 people around me. Could you guys back off a little bit? Like a little, just a little. And then, you know, they have questions and they want to talk to you and they're like, hey, oh, do you have a YouTube channel? Or like all this stuff. I don't mind meeting people. That's not my problem. But when you pay a certain amount of money and you're supposed to be going ghost hunting or like just doing your thing, and you have people coming up to you, it's a little bothersome. It's a little distracting. But anyway, so basically, me and Sabrina kind of went off and did our own thing. We tried to avoid the group. And her tour guide was so nice and sweet. She was this nice lady. But she had this guy with her who, I don't know, I think she invited him. And you could tell that they were friends. And he was trying to impress her so badly. And I had to deal with that. And literally, like, when I tell you this guy was trying to impress her, he was trying really hard. And he was being, like, super, super disrespectful just to the spirits, which I don't like to do. That's not really my style. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I'm only disrespectful if they're disrespectful to me. That's the same. Like if I meet you guys in person and you're awesome, I'm going to be awesome. I might be a little tired, but I'm going to be awesome. Now, if you come up to me and you start talking shit, I'm going to be like, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? But for the most part, I'm pretty cool, but however, if people get nasty with me, I can be nasty back because I don't like people walking all over me. I've done it my whole life. That's not just something that I want to deal with anymore. So I tend to speak my mind when it comes to that. So if spirits get nasty with me, usually I get a little defensive, but I try not to be disrespectful. But anyway, this guy was being super disrespectful. He had on these big boots and he was just stomping, let alone like you could hear the people walking and talking in the floors above you, which was a little obnoxious because when you're trying to do EVPs, you have people up there who are being loud and you're like, oh, okay. But I would love to do a private at Trans-Allegheny. The only problem is it's about 2,000 something. And not only do you have to pay for that, but they do make you pay for their insurance if you don't have insurance. So I don't know if you guys know, but this is the thing basically to have insurance on your group when you do paranormal investigations. And basically, it's just supposed to kind of be an assurance for the owners of the building, basically, that you're not going to like burn down the building or you're not going to do like this and that. Some places require you have it, some don't, a lot don't. But Trans-Allegheny requires that you have it. And if you don't have it, you have to purchase theirs, which is like another $400, $500 fee on top of what you already paid. So a lot of these places are very expensive. It's crazy. But yeah, my nose is like really itchy. I don't even know why. But yeah, Trans-Allegheny is awesome as far as building wise. I would love to spend time in the building just by myself or like with a couple friends, not necessarily with like 60 other people. I'm not really cool like that. Sounds like the Ohio State Reformatory. Yeah, pretty much. They kind of gave me shit too when I was talking to them. They were kind of a little rude to me. Some places are like that. That was before 1,000 subs, so maybe they'll change their mind. But yeah, they were like, I had asked them if I was allowed to like do stuff, and they were like, no, you're really not allowed to do that. But yeah, they practically want you to buy the place. Yep. And it's crazy because all these places like keep going up in price. Honestly, I'm surprised that Waverly Hills was only 1,000 because some other places are more than 1,000. Like you said, Ohio State Reformatory is actually more than 1,000 for a private night. I think it's 1,500 if I remember correctly. That old Juliet prison wanted 3,000. Trans-Allegheny wants 2,000. It's so crazy. Yeah, I just can't justify that much money. But Waverly Hills, I did spend $1,000 on it. I'm super psyched to go. I think it's a place on the bucket list. So I think that's why I paid so much. And also, I want to go to Eastern State Pen, but the problem is they don't let investigators in anymore. And I don't know why. It's so sad. They don't let people in anymore to investigate. I don't know what happened, but they don't let people in anymore. I don't know why. I can't find any information. I can't find nothing. I don't know. It's just super sad. That was like one of the main places on my bucket list. If you guys are curious about places on my bucket list, let me think. Because I have a list written down of the top 10 places I wanted to go to. But basically, Eastern State Pen was one that I wanted to do. Bobby Mackey's was definitely number one on the list, and I'm so glad that I did it. A little sad that I didn't get as much as I expected, but I think it's just because you see all these TV shows and you just expect it to go a certain way, and it just doesn't. Loftus Hall in Ireland is definitely a place. I definitely want to do the Sarah Winchester Mansion. I want to do Alcatraz, Queen Mary. There are so many that I want to do. I can't even think. The Haunted Forest in Japan. I always forget the name of that because I'm dumb. What is that? The Hellfire Club in Scotland. Is that Scotland? Correct me if I'm wrong. Cemeteries are free. Yes, they are free. But there's a problem for that. Because technically, if you're in a cemetery at nighttime, you're trespassing. And you also don't have permission to film. So, like, if I film a cemetery and the owner of the cemetery gets a hold of that film, they can actually hit me with a copyright issue. They can put out a strike saying that I didn't have permission to film, and they can request that I take the video down. So I try to be very careful. For people who aren't filming, it might not be necessarily an issue besides the whole trespassing thing, which you can get in trouble for trespassing. I don't suggest trespassing. Now, I was approached by another YouTuber who wants to go to a cemetery. This YouTuber is pretty cool. She's a female. And I definitely want to be highlighting the work that females do in the industry because I feel like there isn't that many. So I didn't want to turn her down. So I did agree to go to this cemetery. Now, there's no confirmation on the date or when we're going to film or anything like that, but I will make that exception for her. But on a normal basis, that's not something that I usually do. They'll price people right out of it. That's for sure. Yes, they will. I don't know why it's even that much money. Like, that's just so crazy. Griffith Park. I have never heard of Griffith Park. I did the tour of Alcatraz, but not an investigation. It's an excellent location. I bet it is. And the crazy part is being like stuck on the island. Like you can't leave even if you wanted to. Like if something happens, you can't leave. You got to wait till the ferry comes back. So I think that that's really cool. I would love to do Alcatraz. And then what else? Where else do I want to go? There's so many locations. I'm just like scrolling through them in my mind. I'm like, which one do I want to do? Which one do I want to do? I love prison. So like, Missouri State Prison. I definitely want to do the Lemp Mansion. I've contacted them. I don't know how to get a hold of them. They are an operating, restaurant, I think, or hotel. I don't really know. And I've asked if I could film there, but they never contacted me back. So I don't know how that's going. Eloise, there's an insane asylum in Michigan. It's called Eloise. I want to do that one. I love asylums in jails. I really like them, primarily because they're bigger locations. You have a lot more options as far as where to go. I feel like I do a lot of mansions and like poor farms a lot lately, which is pretty cool. So I need a trip to the UK. I do need a trip to the UK. But the problem is money. Like because I'm not making money, it's a little bit difficult. So like I do have money saved up and that's what I'm using, but I'm not making money. So yeah, that's another thing that I have to deal with. Do you guys have any questions? Let me think of if I can think of any other places. I just want to visit the haunted, the stupid museum that Zach Baggins has. What's that called? The Haunted Museum or whatever. I just want to visit there. I don't want to do an investigation. I just want to visit. I feel like that would be fun. But like tickets are like, I can't remember if it was $60 or $80 a person. But I was like, really? That's kind of a lot. I heard the Chicago Zoo was haunted. But I highly doubt they will ever let you do an investigation there. Especially because I think that zoo is probably owned by the state, so they probably don't regulate that. Like, I want to do the Bell Witch Cave, which I think will be pretty cool. I've reached out to them and asked them prior if I could film there. They have not answered me. I want to do Soddomsville Rectory, which is in Cincinnati. That was under a different ownership, but somebody just bought it, so I'm super excited for it to come back. Not Scary Farm. Oh, that's so cool. I had there is the what's it called? Oh, Fox Hollow Farm. Ghost Adventures did an episode on Fox Hollow Farm. Basically a guy killed his whole family and like buried them there at that location. That is actually 20 minutes away from me, which is super cool. I wanted to do that location, but from my understanding, the family no longer lets people do investigations at their house. And this is rumors. I've just heard this through Facebook from a couple different people. What happened was they were letting big TV people come in and do investigations. Like they let Ghost Adventures come in, and I think They let a couple other TV shows come in, and basically they would take over their house, because this is their residence, like that's where they live. They would take over their house for a whole week, and they would have to stay in a hotel, and they just got really tired of that, so they no longer let people come in and film, which is kind of sad. Thornhaven Manor also was on Ghost Adventures. That place is less than an hour away from me, but the place is so damaged that they don't let people investigate anymore. I want to do Willow's Weep, which would be really cool, but unfortunately, the owner has decided that he is going to demolish the building. There was a couple different reasons. So basically, he was getting really tired of trespassers coming in and breaking everything. He would have to constantly turn around and put money into the building. And then he also said that the building was just too negative for him to deal with, and people were getting attachments all the time, and he had to deal with that. So he is going to bulldoze it. I honestly don't know if he's bulldozed it yet or not, but he is demolishing it, which is kind of sad. I missed my opportunity for that. Aside from paranormal investigations, what would you like to explore? Honestly, I love exploring everything. So my boyfriend and I are actually trying to figure out where we want a vacation. Look, I just itched my neck, and that's what happened. Like, I have super sensitive skin. So like, I get like when I'm on investigations and I have like a little mark and I'm like, oh, I probably didn't get scratched. It was probably just from me. So like, just so you know, we were actually trying to figure out where we want to go for our vacation. And we wanted to do a cruise, which I think would be awesome because I've never been out of the country. So there is, I think it's pronounced Cozumel, Mexico is where we were looking at. And basically they have ancient Mayan ruins there. And I think it would be so cool to explore. I just love travel in general because I like to experience different things. I like to get out of my comfort zone. I like to do things that kind of aren't my normal to do, basically. But I definitely want to go see the pyramids in Egypt. I want to do quite a few things. I want to scuba dive. I want to snorkel. I want to see the Great Barrier Reef. I want to get in a tank, and I want to swim with great white sharks. I want to do it all, basically, besides skydiving. I think skydiving is not for me. I don't know, but I like a lot of different things. I want to try different things. I want to go to Japan. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm 25% Japanese. So I would love to go to Japan and just experience everything that they have to offer, both culture and cuisine. I want to go to Fukuoka, which is where my grandma was born and raised. And I just think it would be so awesome to experience those things. So what would you like to explore is kind of very a generic question for me because anything and everything, basically. But yeah, we haven't really settled on what we want to do for a vacation because my kids are not his kids. And basically, in order to get a passport for kids, if you don't have sole custody, you have to basically both be present to apply. And that's going to be very hard for us to do. I don't have sole custody in the state that we live in now. So I guess we moved here and then he just never pushed the issue. So I guess, but I'm dealing with that, I guess. But not to air out any laundry or anything. I'm not trying to put anybody out there. But basically, yeah. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get a passport in a decent amount of time because the tickets that I seen were for February. So it's already really close anyway. So I was like, if we have like speed bumps, it's probably going to take even longer. So I was like, let's just focus on a cruise for the following, for the following year after that. So like 2023, and then we'll just do something simple for 2021, which would be awesome. But I haven't really landed on what I want to do yet. Because anything I want to do is haunted related, and my boyfriend's not really into that kind of stuff. So like I would love to go spend the night at like the Lizzie Borden house, but that's not something he would do. He's so chicken shit. He would get so scared. So, I mean, like, I don't think that he would be down for that. But, do you guys have any questions? Oh, yeah, I'm just super excited for Waverly Hills. That was all I was getting into. Waverly Hills, super excited. I'm hoping to get 2 parts out of that. And then if it is 2 parts, it'll come out October 25th, and it'll come out on Halloween. I'll put it on Halloween instead of coming out the day of Halloween. Or if I can only get 1 part out of it, maybe I'll make Waverly Hills the Halloween episode and then not have an episode the week of the 24th through the 30th and just do the live on the 27th. I don't know. I haven't really decided, but I definitely wanted to give you guys a heads up as far as what the locations were going to be, because I think that that's awesome. I like to know. I like to know what's good. I like to know what's going on. But yeah, I am just excited. Wait, okay, so oh, okay. Sorry, I was looking at my thing. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, also, I will be on Sparks of the Paranormal on Sunday, October 3rd. I will be live with them, and I think we're just going to chat. I think that's what we're going to do. Do you guys have any questions? I don't think you do. You'll go on vacation. My thumb hurts, which is really weird. But yeah, I definitely want to do an investigation at the Lizzie Borden house. And honestly, when I lived in Pennsylvania, it was like this close to happening, but things kind of fell through, and COVID kind of happened, and that was around the time they were like severely restricting like travel. And I was like, the last thing I need is to get picked up and like given a ticket for crossing state lines or whatever, not quarantining. So I was like, you know what, let's not do it. So I had to like call that off, which was really sucked. But yeah, it was like this close to happening. But it will happen. Lizzie Borden house investigation will happen at some point. I just don't know when. But also, I want to go to Villisca Axe Murder House. I've been looking into that. That is a 9-hour drive for me, you guys. I didn't know that it was that far away. I thought it was a lot closer for some reason. But yeah, that one's a little far away. I want to do Loveland Castle. So there's this castle outside of Cincinnati, which would be really cool. They've turned it to a museum. But the problem is they're not very responsive. I'll be very honest. I've messaged them like 7 times trying to get a hold of them. They gave me a price, and then I was asking for a date, and they never got back to me. So I've messaged them time and time again, both on Facebook and in email, and they never answer me. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm trying to get into there. So I can only try for so long before they decide that it's too much and they don't want to deal with me. But yeah, I'm just super excited about the things that are coming for October. I'm trying to make it different. So if you guys want to message me on Instagram and just like tell me what you think I should be doing, like as far as like experiments or different types of things that you've seen maybe on TV shows or whatever, and you're like, hey, that's a good idea, just pass it along. I'm always down for suggestions. So do you have any questions? I love talking to you guys. And I can't believe we hit 1,000. I'm super excited about that. Super excited. Any questions from any of you guys? There's only like 3 of you. So. But I mean, I don't mind chatting with you guys. Oh, I was going to see if I can bring somebody in to like chat with, but I don't know how to do it on StreamYard. I don't know. I don't know how to like do that. So I suck. I don't know how to do that. But I think at some point maybe I will do that, where you guys can like chat with me, like, and we can see each other like face to face. Maybe I'll do that next week. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble. I do have to make dinner, so I'm gonna do that because it's like 6:24. So, what are you doing? My kids are sliding cups on the door. Anyway, thank you guys so much for chatting with me. I'm so sorry. I could just ramble for forever, especially about a lot of stuff. Demon House, Gary, Indiana. I can't do that location. It's not there anymore. They bulldozed it, so it's no longer there. I'm sorry. What would be your most scary encounter? Oh, Adam, I talked about that earlier. It would be the Monroe House one for sure. If you haven't seen the Monroe House episode, I highly suggest seeing the Monroe House episode. Like I said, that place led me down a rabbit hole for friggin' weeks. It was crazy. There's also a second part to that. It is the Everything You Need to Know About the Monroe House episode, and that's basically where I interview the owner, and the owner and I basically talk about the things that happened, and he kind of just verifies that those things have happened before, like with other people. And he also tells like stories or things that he's heard about the house, and he also tells like the history on the home. But yeah, it would be that one. And then I had a pretty scary encounter at Madison Seminary. I would love to go back to Madison Seminary. I actually met Nick Roth there, by the way. But that's a different occasion. But Madison Seminary was also another one. Now, unfortunately, my editing skills were not very good during the time of Madison Seminary. Not that they're very good now, but there is a big difference between now and then. I would check out Madison Seminary as well. Not necessarily part 2, just part 1, because we had a run-in with a spirit named Sarah, and I know that basically Madison Seminary was concerned because they thought that Sarah was a demon, because there's no documentation that states that Sarah was ever a child that was housed there at any point. And so they thought they had this idea that Sarah was basically a demon pretending to be a child to get what she wanted. And I kind of do believe that, because I got EVPs and I was asking for Sarah, and all of them were male, which I thought was really weird. I asked how old Sarah was, and she said 10, but it was in a female voice. And I don't know. And I asked some of the spirits, I asked how they felt about Sarah, and they said that she was a fucking liar. So I thought that was really cool, because that kind of backed up everything that they were kind of saying. So the Madison Seminary episode is really good. I'm sorry, but my editing skills were just not there for that episode, but you can still see everything that happens. Yay! Happy 1K. Yeah, I know. I'm super excited. Oh, the French Lake Springs Hotel. I messaged them and asked if I could film, but I have not heard back from them. So I am trying. What happened to that show with Nick and that chick? Okay, so that chick is Katrina Weidman. I get confused with Katrina Weidman all the time. Like, I don't know how many times people have messaged me and they're like, oh my God, I love your show with Nick. And I'm like, I'm not Katrina Weidman. They're like, no, you're Katrina Weidman. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, I'm not Katrina Weidman. I'm sorry. Anyway, I don't think they're making that show anymore, because Nick Roth is working on his new series, which is called Death Walker. I don't think it's available here in the United States. I think it is available in the UK, though. Oh, yeah, thank you. I love that you love talking to me. Yeah, so he's working on the Death Walker series. If you follow his IG, he's talked a lot about it. It's not out for the US, though, but I think it will be on Discovery Plus. I can't guarantee that that's where it's going to be, but I think that's where it's going to end up. And as far as Katrina Weidman goes, Katrina Weidman actually just announced on her Instagram page that she is switching from TV and she's going on YouTube, which I think is awesome. So if you guys type in Katrina Weidman, I don't remember what her thing was called. I don't remember what her YouTube channel is called. But it's going to be her and another female, which I think is awesome, because there's not a whole lot of females in the industry. And plus, I love her anyway, because she seems very, very realistic. She doesn't get scared, which I love, because I hate when people get scared, and I hate when they go running around like crazy. They get so scared that they like run out of the building. And Katrina Weidman doesn't have that. So I think as a whole, I look up to Katrina Weidman quite often. But anyway, she is going to be having a YouTube channel. I just don't remember the name of the YouTube channel. So if you're interested in it, I would head to Instagram, type in Katrina Weidman, and look under her posts, and she will probably have the name of the channel somewhere over there. Not to mention, maybe she'll have like a link to that. I can't wait for your October lineup. Seems like the pandemic didn't hold you back, because I know a lot of others have had trouble booking locations because of COVID. Yeah. So the problem was when I lived in Pennsylvania, I don't like getting into politics, but basically Pennsylvania is a very democratic state. So a lot of that stuff was locked down. Now, where I live in Indiana, it's not so much. So everything is kind of open here. Pennsylvania was like you had to wear your mask, and certain places couldn't operate for a certain amount of time, or they could only operate if they only had a certain amount of people, which it worked in my benefit because usually it was only me and Sabrina. And places in Ohio were still open, places in West Virginia were still open, and places in Indiana are still open. So it really didn't hold me back too much. There was a few things that I did have to cancel. Like I said, I wasn't able to do the Lizzie Borden one because that one was kind of more so on the like lockdown-ish. Hannah House. Oh, yes. I've looked into the Hannah House. They are $500 for a night, which is all right. That's not too bad. But my biggest problem with the Hannah House is I've messaged them on several occasions asking them what dates they had open, and they never got back to me. I also read a review on Google reviews that the owner got drunk and just laid on a table during the investigation. And if I'm going to be going by myself, I don't want to be around people who are drunk. That's just me. 500 is still a lot, especially for like, I've never even heard of the Hannah House until I moved here. So I guess that's why I'm kind of a little bit hesitant to go there, unless if I had somebody to go with. Now, there are a few people who I'm trying to collab with. I don't want to throw out any names or anything, but like I said earlier, I'm trying to work with a lot of females in the industry. So the only problem is we just haven't confirmed dates. So we figured out where we wanted to go. A lot of the people that I'm working with, we have figured out where we want to go. We just haven't figured out dates to put on that. So I do think Hannah House is somewhere that I am considering on throwing that. It's just we weren't able to come up with a date as to which we could be available for that. Haunted Bridge of Avon. I've heard of it. My only problem is that's another place that's not regulated, so that's going to be completely outside. I have heard that it gets pretty dangerous because it's next to the highway, so I'm going to have to take somebody with me to go there. Gotta support women investigators. Yes, you do. I love women investigators, especially because there are only a select few women investigators who are on TV, and I just don't, like I said earlier, I don't like the screaming. And I really don't want to throw anybody's name out there, but I just can't handle the screaming, especially when women scream. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so frustrating. Like, I was super excited to see more women in the industry, and then they started screaming, and I was like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't make us look so bad. But I mean, I'm sure that she's doing great. I support people who don't spike gel their hair. Yeah, I think Aaron is really cool from Ghost Adventures. I think he's really nice. I've also never met him in person, so I don't know. I personally wouldn't do abandoned places either, or forest/woods for the fact of how trustworthy are the claims of them being haunted. Yeah, that's my biggest issue, is because most of that stuff is urban legends. Now, I will say, to open my October investigations, I am doing a haunted forest. Now, I can't guarantee that I'm going to get anything from this place. I was reading some things on Facebook that it seems pretty active. I'm going in there fully expecting not to get anything, because a lot of that stuff is urban legend. So I don't want to be disappointed. But I'm using it as my October opener because I wanted to do things that were different from my traditional, like what I do. So I was like, let's do a haunted forest. So this place is a public place. So you can be in there at nighttime. They're not going to kick you out, but I can't guarantee there isn't going to be other people there. Yes, I am taking somebody with me, and I do have pepper spray. So I do have those covered. The person that I'm taking with me is very familiar with the area, so that'll be really cool. Homeless people are sketchy. Yes, they are sketchy. Forests and abandoned places. Yeah, tweakers. Yeah, that's why I'm taking one other person with me. I'd really like to take more than one other person, but the problem is I don't know a lot of people in the area. So I think just this one person should be okay. But I guess we'll see. So, I mean, I have stuff just in case if stuff goes down. Bear mace. Oh, yeah. We'll hit them with the bear mace. Can't wait to see it. Glad you're taking someone. Yeah, I don't normally take someone, but I happened to meet somebody online who lives in my area, and they were looking for people to go with because I guess all of their friends had basically, they like kept saying that they were going to go and then they like ditched. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll go with you because I love going. So I haven't met her yet, but come to Canada when travel is easier. I definitely do want to go to Canada. There are a couple haunted places out there, isn't there? There's like some forts and some battlefields, maybe. Am I right? I don't know. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I definitely want to be going out there. But yeah, I'm so happy that we're at 1K. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't get over that. I'm super excited. But yeah, so the Haunted Forest, I'll be doing the Haunted Forest, and then I'll be doing the seance. We're going to be conducting a seance in our home. And basically, my boyfriend is going to, I don't want to say educate you guys, but he does say that there is a big difference between what you see on TV shows and what happens in a seance in person. So he definitely wants to show that side, the side that actually like happens. He says that like TV dramatizes a lot. So, and I'm going to use some of my devices to see if anything that we're like feeling or anything kind of correlates with anything that happens. But yeah, and then I'm going to be doing Waverly Hills, which I'm super excited about. That's my big location that I'm going to be doing. And then I'm going to be doing that Randolph County Live at 8 p.m. on October 27th. It'll be a live stream event, so you guys will be able to watch it on YouTube while it's happening in real time, which is awesome. So I'm going to be doing some mirror scrying while I'm there. We're probably going to go back to the basement. Going to be trying to do a lot of things to kind of get activity like stirred up and happening. Fort York and Henry. Yeah, I was going to say is that Fort Henry was over there. I think I remember. I don't know. I get so many places confused on like where they're at. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just so challenged. I don't even know where anything is, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm super excited for October. I'm gonna be hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of bonus videos going. It just depends on like what happens. My theater I work at is haunted, opened in 1913, and I had footsteps walk right by me before a shift started. Oh my gosh, that's super cool. When I did Twin City Opera House, which is they do they play movies, so they do like theater type thing. But it used to be an opera house, and they have like a catwalk up above the stage. And me and Sabrina were up there, and we were sitting there, and we totally heard footsteps walk across and like get closer to us. It was super crazy. And luckily I was able to catch that. So if you watch the Twin City Opera House episode, that is in there. But honestly, Twin City Opera House episode was the first episode. Well, okay. So I did Hillview Manor episode, and then I did Twin City Opera House. So Twin City Opera House was technically the first one that I did in the format that you kind of see today. Hillview was a little bit different. I narrated some of that, and I didn't really show what happened like the whole night. That was kind of just like a tester, like how long would it take me to kind of like edit something. And yeah, but Twin City Opera House, there's a big difference from the videos back then from the videos that are now. But we did have a lot of activity at Twin City Opera House. It was super cool. It's a weird feeling, isn't it, when something like that happens? Yeah, it's that I was totally excited. I think I like turned to the camera and I was like, oh my God, because I fully didn't expect that to happen, and it was just so crazy. And I tried pointing the camera in the direction that I heard the footsteps, but my camera didn't have a good range of reach, so you can't really see the whole like catwalk thing, which doesn't help. But yeah, it was totally awesome. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Super cool. At some point, I want to do an investigation on the Galveston Island Walmart. It is built on the grounds of an orphanage asylum. Oh, okay. Do you think they'll let you do that? I don't know if they'll let you do that. Walmart might be like, stay out of here. Yeah, some places don't want to be associated with being haunted. Like, so I'm from Traverse City, Michigan, which is up like if you, oh my god, I'm gonna do it. Which is up like if you look at Michigan and it's like this. The pinky region right here is where I'm from. It's Traverse City. Basically, Traverse City has the Traverse City State Hospital, and it's a very old hospital. And I remember as a kid hearing about it being haunted. And then when my friend had her baby, they built another hospital next to it, and this one kind of like shut down, and they used it for housing for a while. And they used it to house long-term patients. And basically, she had her baby and she had to stay long term because, from my understanding, she had a lot of issues with her birth. So they wanted to make sure that he was okay. So they put her family in one of these like rooms. They were like little apartments, like I said, for long term patients or residents or whatever. I don't know. But basically, she was staying there, and I had gone to visit, and she was telling me that she thought it was haunted because her door was closing, and like she said all this weird shit kept happening while she was staying there. She only stayed there for like a week or two, but I always thought that was super cool growing up. And I was like, oh, sweet, like this place is haunted. And they stopped putting housing in there. And what they did is they renovated the building on the bottom. So it's now known as Grand Traverse Commons. And they sell gift shops. If you guys have been on my IG for a long time, I actually visited and I took several videos of what they turned it into. I think I might have a story up that says Grand Traverse Commons, and it shows you our visit to Grand Traverse Commons. Now, I have asked on multiple occasions if I could do an investigation there because I think it would be super cool to do like a hometown investigation, and they keep telling me no. So they just don't want to be associated with it being haunted. That's not their view. They want it to be a nice, airy place. They want it to not be associated with dark and gloom and mistreatment and all sorts of stuff. So they're not cool with it. I can't. I've asked them so many times. I keep bothering them. So, Parkwood Manor in Oshawa has tours in its famous house in Ontario, and the tour guide will not answer any questions about haunting because the family doesn't want to associate with that stuff. Oh yeah. They do have tours at this Grand Traverse Commons. Now they have nighttime tours which you can pay, and I do believe they were $50 a person, which I think is a little ridiculous. But they have a tunnel underneath this state hospital, and I think that's where they would wheel the bodies out, but I'm not too sure. But there is a tunnel, and if you pay the $50, you get a tour, and the tour includes the tunnel. But otherwise, they won't let you do an investigation. And like I said, they renovated the whole bottom floor, so now it's all like gift shops and like weird stores. So they probably don't trust people to be in there at nighttime and not steal stuff, which I totally get. What's that place that's haunted by the monster when you went? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I would definitely like to do Cecile Hotel. I was definitely obsessed with the Alyssa Lamb footage a long time ago. I thought it was super crazy. And then I seen Ghost Adventures doing it, and I was like, why the fuck are you guys there? Like, come on. Like, that story has been so popular for like such a long time. I remember when I used to be with my kids' father, we used to watch crazy, scary videos on YouTube. And we would always watch the ones like the unexplained videos where people would just like disappear on like a security camera footage or like different things like that. I was always interested in that. And then I remember that story popping up several times in like several different videos. And I was like, oh shit, like that is crazy. But yeah, I definitely there's a lot of places that I want to do, but unfortunately right now, like travel really isn't, like traveling too far isn't really an option for me. And there are several reasons why. One, money is an issue because I'm not making money. Two, my primary issue is the fact that me and my boyfriend work on different schedules, I guess. So he actually works 12-hour shifts pretty much almost every day besides one day out of the week. So he gets Sundays off, but any other day he pretty much works. So from like 6 in the morning to 6 at night, that's basically when I have the kids. So anytime I do filming, I leave pretty much at 6:30 or whenever he gets home, and then I have to be back before 6 o'clock in the morning. So it restricts how far I can travel, which kind of sucks right now. But my kids are kind of getting close to that age, hopefully within the next couple of years, where they'll be able to kind of like babysit themselves. So I am looking forward to that, because then I will be able to fly out, you know, somewhere like California and do Alcatraz or something and not have to be back at a certain time and kind of just like fill that out. So hopefully things turn around in 2022. Yeah, they definitely will. I don't think things have been bad for me. I think my biggest thing is this. If you sit there and dwell on something and you put all these negative thoughts into your head, of course things are going to be bad for you. But when you try to look at the positive about it and you just have general positivity and you like try to figure out a way to do things, things are going to be positive for you. Now, COVID didn't really affect too much of what I was doing. My job at the time, I was working at the zoo, and they open in April, and then they run till November. So from that time, I'm usually on unemployment in between. So they basically extended the unemployment until July, and then I think they opened up in July, and I worked from then till November, and then I went back on unemployment, which gave me more time to kind of work on my channel. But even then, I don't think that I was doing that. The only thing that really changed was I was going to the gym every day when COVID wasn't a thing. And then when COVID shut down the gyms, I couldn't go to the gyms anymore. And I was really, really upset about that. And I tried transitioning to doing it at home, but that just didn't work for me. And the funny part is, now that we're in 2021 and the gyms have opened back up, I tried going back to the gym, but I just don't enjoy it. So I have a treadmill at home and I use that, which is really funny. And I do have some weights at home, so I use that. I don't like being in a gym setting anymore. I don't know what changed, but I just think it's so funny. Like, I was trying to get with the times and it just didn't work. Thank you so much, Three Souls Paranormal. I'm super excited about having 1,000 subscribers. Would you like to know the lineup location, or the location lineup for October? Is that something that you're interested in? Oh, Winchester Mansion. Yeah, I would love to do the Winchester Mansion. But like I said, I'm on kind of like a time restraint, so I can't like, it's so far away, I definitely won't be able to drive. But if I could fly out, do the location, and then come back, maybe like on a weekend or something, I might be able to schedule that. But I know flights are more expensive on the weekend. I don't know. I guess there's just like a whole lot of factors that I have to kind of like think about. So, well, investigating is a lot of walking around. So does that not count? It does count. Yeah, but I'm not. The problem is, like, when you're trying to lose weight, typically you want to be working out. I think I was reading like at least four times a week, and I don't investigate 4 times a week. I can't afford that. So, but I guess it does kind of count as exercise, but I think it's just like bonus exercise. Because I don't think, unless if you were going like at least 3 times a week, then it might do something for you. I don't think it would do anything for me because I don't go that often. All right, so the lineup for October, Three Souls Paranormal, the lineup for October is a haunted forest, which I fully expect not to get anything. I know that that might just be like an urban legend thing, but I'm trying to make October a little bit different from what I normally do. So I'm trying to like mix up the locations. So there is a haunted forest, and then I am going to be doing a seance with my boyfriend. So he's going to kind of explain the different things behind a seance, and just how it's different from TV shows and what they depict and stuff like that. So I'm super excited about that one. And then I will be doing that live at Randolph County, October 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will be streaming that onto my YouTube channel, so you guys can watch that. You guys can help me determine like what's going on, like where you want me to go, what questions you want me to ask, things like that. I'm really going to try to pay attention to that. And then my big location for October, because I have one big location, and that is going to be Waverly Hills. And I'm super excited to do Waverly Hills. I do not have to have the 10 people required, like the 10 minimum. Normally they have a 10-person minimum. That doesn't apply to me because I applied through them to film. And when you're filming, you get an exception. So it's just going to be me and one other person in the whole building. And I'm super excited. So yay! Super excited. But I do want to do a Return to Monroe House. I was invited by a different paranormal group. The only problem is we set a date, but I think they wanted me to pay for it. So I told them, I was like, you're going to have to pay for it because you guys, I mean, there's like a decent amount of you guys and there's only one of me. So if you guys pay for it, that shows me that you're actually going to come and do it. They're from Michigan. So I know that it might be a long drive. And the last thing I want for them to do is cancel and then me have to like scramble to find somebody to go with. So I was like, you guys have to pay, you know, the down payment on it. And then I'll pay my portion, but they haven't paid the down payment on it yet. So I don't know if it's going to happen or not. So I would really like it to happen, but I just don't know. So I probably really shouldn't even say anything about it, but I'm honestly like super excited for October. So, and then I do have some bonus videos coming out. Some people were asking me about my daughter's like outfit, her costume, because she wants to be the girl that comes out of the ring, or the girl that comes out of the well from the ring. So I will be doing that. Try Whispers Estate. I've been to Whispers Estate. Didn't you see that episode? I went to Whispers Estate. I did that one alone. And that was also the one where I tested the Ouija board out. But my kids are hushing at each other. I don't know why they're hushing at each other. But yeah, I'm super excited. I know that's not a whole lot of places. Oh, but as I was saying, a lot of you guys wanted to see how like I was going to make my daughter's costume for that, because I didn't find a costume like tailored to that. So Columbia City Jail. That's on my, oh, okay. I know where that's at. What was the price for that? I have it listed somewhere. I don't remember the price. Some places I can't remember off the top of my head because I've been in communication with them for so long. And then other places I don't really remember what the price was. I think my problem for that is that was a 3 or 4 hour drive for me. Which is fine. It just gives me less time to investigate because I'm on that schedule with my kids. So, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing the jail. Like I said, I like doing jails and prisons. Tombstone, Arizona. Yes, that would be really cool. Yes, I'm super excited for everything. But yeah, do you guys have any questions? It is 6:53 already. I have to make dinner and I don't know what I'm making for dinner. I was going to make something, but I forgot to take it out of the freezer, you guys. I'm super excited. Are you guys super excited for October? I'm going to get some water. Oh, wait, hold on. There's somebody here that I want you to talk to. Babe, stop shooing. Come here.
Who?
You.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to figure out why his laptop doesn't charge.
I don't know why his laptop doesn't charge.
No, but we need to figure it out.
Oh my gosh, the school has been giving my kids laptops, and evidently we're responsible for them, which I think is ridiculous. That's so stupid. I never signed up for that crap. I don't want my kids to have laptops. If I wanted them to have laptops, I would have bought them laptops. So now, like, we're responsible for that crap. And it's like, what if my kid breaks it, you know? Like, what's going to happen? You're looking forward to your first October in Texas. That's awesome. Yeah, you're not going to see any snow. I know this sounds funny, but I think, like, growing up in Michigan, I'd say, like, maybe, like, 50% of my Halloweens always had snow on the ground.
When did it start not charging?
So, yeah, so sometimes I associate Halloween with snow. And I don't mean to, but it was just because of my childhood.
It's not working.
Come to Canada. Yeah, oh my God, I hate snow. Come. Yeah, I hate snow. I don't like driving in it. I don't like any of that. So, I couldn't imagine how much snow is in Canada. And also the Bigfoot in Canada, like, I don't want to deal with that neither. Y'all know I'm terrified of Bigfoot. I can do a lot of other stuff. I just don't like Bigfoot. Also, excuse my pants. They're like super crazy and they don't match my outfit. But I was just trying to get him in here so that he could talk about the whole like seance thing because he knows what he's talking about. I don't know. I actually prefer snow over heat waves. I would much rather take heat waves than snow. I don't know why. I'm not a snow person. It's probably part of the reason why I moved away from Michigan is because I don't like snow. Snow's not my thing. Snow's too much. Oh my gosh. Do you guys have any questions? I know I keep asking that. I am hungry, so I do have to figure out what's for dinner. But I'm super excited. I want to thank you guys so much for just loving the channel and just like sharing the channel with everybody and just enjoying what I do. Because I know that I enjoy it. So to see you guys enjoy it is just so sweet to me. I can't really handle the winters of Pennsylvania anymore due to my physical health. Oh, I'm sorry, Adam. I used to live in Pennsylvania, and the winters, I will say the winters can be rough. But I guess for me, it's a little bit different because I came from somewhere where snow was really, really deep and the weather was really, really cold. So I do see the difference between Michigan and Pennsylvania. Do you want to come in here? So I guess Pennsylvania winters don't bother me as much. What are you doing?
Let's go home.
Oh, okay. Can you do me a favor? So do you want to talk with people with me for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was trying to explain the whole like seance thing and what we're going to be doing because I'm like giving them updates on what we're going to be doing like with the channel. So do you want to explain the whole like seance thing or like what we'll be doing? Because I know that I don't understand it in a way that you understand it.
So,
he's rubbing his eyes.
all right, so it's not in a traditional theatrical sense of what everybody interprets a seance.
Yeah.
You don't have a medium present, which, quite frankly, I don't believe in mediums.
I think I don't really believe
And that's more just personal, spiritually. I just don't believe in a set term for them. All it is calling quarters or calling the elemental deities, if you want to use that terminology, to bear witness. And it's a way that we can connect with a higher being, a higher power. You could say celestial, this is where I kind of differ. I'm not Wiccan. I don't really follow a specific guideline because I believe that through communion, I don't call it a seance, I call it a communion because you're actually communicating with deity. It could be any deity of your choice. If you're monotheistic or polytheistic, deity is a broad sense of what higher power you are trying to connect with. And when you call quarters, you're bearing witness that you are basically giving your offering for their just everyday normal blessings. It's a have you will it would be seeing the same guy, homeless guy on the street, not giving him money, but like just the simple like, hey, how are you? Like, you know, they're a part of our everyday lives. No matter if you're poly or mono, if you go the Christian faith, then you have the one true God, then they're always a part of your life. It's like asking for them to accept your gift. And like your gift is just recognition of them and communing. And I feel that a lot of cultures that practice that, like the Native American cultures, they did communion through dance and worship. It's no different. It's just a different way of going about it.
Yeah.
But the whole, and I can't emphasize enough, the whole theatrical seance where the house rattles and a spirit comes out of thin air. To me, that's hogwash. That's not what a seance is.
Yeah, and I think that's why I've put off seance for so long. I know that a lot of you guys have been asking for a seance, but the reason why I've put it off for so long is because it dips more into the religious or like belief system. And that's not something that I usually like touching because I don't want to ever tell somebody that their belief system is wrong or that it's not accurate or anything like that. So again, it's not going to be a test. It is just going to be for the experience, right? It's just yeah.
It's nothing. It's nothing like what I always go into calling quarters, you know, communion. I always go into it just where a lot of people tend to get it confused. It's not a visual stimulation. It's a pure emotional stimulation.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, like making a connection with the spirits rather than talking to the spirits is what I was saying.
So like if you're looking if you're looking more towards like, you know, Hogwarts, you're not gonna see a spirit flying around trying to pick people up. Like you're not gonna see
the Dementors,
a snake come out of thin air. You're not gonna see fire shoot out of, you know, a hand or a wand. Like it's not, it never was meant to be interpreted that way. It's just, I will agree, to most people it's more stimulating if you can actually add a little bit of fun to it. But I mean, to me, it's not so much about the fun, it's more about the respect value.
Yeah.
Showing like, hey, like because I do respect all living things. Like I respect creatures. I just want to show a higher source that, you know, I'm not trying to take it for granted, even though as humans we do without trying.
Yeah.
And I feel that's the best way to do it.
All right. Okay. Thank you for answering.
You are welcome.
Okay, so do you ever use GhostTube on your investigations? No, I don't.
I don't know what GhostTube is.
That wasn't a question for you.
Oh, okay. Hopefully I summed that up.
Okay. I don't use GhostTube. I don't really believe in GhostTube. I have an SLS camera, an actual SLS camera. It cost me about $400. My SLS camera, I really don't believe in that either. When you buy an SLS camera, you get a manufacturer note with it, and it says that basically the SLS camera will register chairs as spirits. It'll map them as figures. And to me, like that, they said that that's something that's with the Connect system that doesn't have anything to do with something that they can change. So to me, that just, if it registers chairs, like, is it not going to register like other stuff, and like it gets a little glitchy. So to think that a free app on your phone that wasn't designed for that can do the same thing as something that was designed for that and that cost $400, like, to me, that's just, I don't believe in that. Where was your favorite encounter during an investigation? I definitely have to say Randolph County Infirmary. I'm sorry, my kids are really loud. Because I got to have a connection with the spirit Doris, and that one was really cool for me because you could just feel like her presence there. It's really hard to explain, but you definitely felt a feeling of like welcoming and just like sweetness and things like that, which was pretty awesome. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite place that I want to go to, or that I have had an encounter with. It was just really sweet on like an emotional level to be able to connect with her. Go to the Clown Motel. I would love to go to the Clown Motel. Do you guys have any other questions? I do probably have to go, so that way I can figure out dinner.
So don't guest appearances get to put in a plug?
What do you want to put in a plug for?
84 level.
No, you're not putting in a plug for the job that you work at. Any questions before I go? I do have to figure out the eating situation. I bet my kids are hungry. I'm surprised they haven't come in. Yes, thank you for chatting. I definitely liked talking to you guys. I'm sorry that it's been like 2 hours and I'm still talking, but I enjoy talking to you guys. This is something that I'm very passionate about. So I just like talking about it, I guess. I hope that you guys have an awesome day. Again, thank you so much for helping me hit 1K. I'm super excited about it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a really nice day. I'm going to go get something to eat. And if you guys have any suggestions for anything for the channel, definitely just message me on IG and I will answer to that because I'm always looking for suggestions. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys. I'm starting to kind of get into a routine, so the episodes will come out on Mondays, and then I usually do like some sort of live thing on Thursdays. Do you guys want to have like a watch party next week? I don't know. Let me know. It might be a live or it might be a watch party, but something will definitely happen on Thursday at 5 p.m. It's like a regularly scheduled time. But thank you guys so much for staying with me, and definitely hit me up on my Instagram if you want to give me ideas or anything like that. Oh, who cares how long you're on? It's fun to be on here. It is fun to be on here because I get to connect with so many different people. Hi, Justy. Thank you so much for the 1K. I'm so excited. I am about ready to go. Actually, I've been on here for 2 hours, so I would like to get something to eat. But I just want to thank you guys so much. I'm so sorry that you missed it, Justy. But you can go back and watch and see the highlights, I guess. And I did announce what the locations were going to be for October. So thank you guys so much for chatting. I will definitely see you guys next week if you're on here. Oh no, I missed it. I know, I'm so sorry. If you guys are on here, I will definitely chat it up with you guys next week and we can talk about different things. So think about the questions that you want to be asking me next week, and I shall see you then. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.